good, people. Now come and break bread with me and see how much you have learned. I am to quote from John 4, Samaritan. Somebody's locked out. You knock on their door. They don't know the code. No, I guess they figured it out. It's not my place. I'm not answering that door. I'm listening. See, this happened right at the same time that I started recording. Pay attention. For the people are speaking. And they're speaking in all manner of tongue. Yet again. Now, you who are still on my friends list, some of you religious and some of you spiritual, some of you who comment and some who don't, some who actually tag and some who untag the fact that I tagged you. Do you think I not see that? I do not know what you did and why you did it. I don't subscribe to that belief and teaching. Let me tell you something. I didn't ask you to buy into my story. You came to it of your own free will, decided it wasn't for you, and then vacated the premises like you were supposed to. For the word of God was for everybody. It came from Christ. And even as it has been propagated around the world, it was you who taught it. And you who say that you now know what it is, even as it has enslaved an entire population in Africa, what you say you don't owe reparations to, but you're still spiritual. And you say, no, my ancestors might have did that, but I didn't do that shit, so I don't owe anybody anything. Really? So you're not of a bloodline of a particular hue, and at the same time, you're not accountable for what the sins of the Father now are that have visited upon you, sons and daughters, as you now march in the military and thank people for their service. Pay attention, people, and maybe you'll learn something. I don't give a fuck if you're spiritual. I don't give a fuck if you're religious. One thing that Donald Trump says he is he's a religious man, and so does Mike Pence. Do you think I want any one of them with me? No. But you're trying to hand that shit off to me. You say that is proof positive that religion is demonic. No. That's proof positive that spirituality is demonic. Because they are more spiritual than they are religious. Because they subscribe to your teachings. Do you not understand that? Religious ideology is lawful ideology, meaning that there is a code of conduct. You don't have that in spirituality. Spirituality is independent of itself. You self-regulate and you get your shit wrong all the time, and then you're always asking for forgiveness. Why? Thank you, Oprah, for bringing everything under one roof. That's what that bitch did. She gave him a platform. Everybody who was spiritual, religious, and more, she gave a platform to. See, now, most religious people are trying to make peace with the world that it is, but at the same time they know they can't. They have to cower into their own camps. They have to make a choice. And they don't know what that choice really is. See, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You get your just desserts that way. Meaning that for those that you sit there and say, I will never turn my back on you, when you might need to turn your back on them, you will have a problem. How do I know this? Are you in my life? I put all you motherfuckers out. Those of you who are adamant about the tenets of the church and still working the program, well, I can't stop you from working the program. But what I can do is guarantee that you won't make your way into the house of the Lord unless you give up certain things that I don't subscribe to in belief or teaching. Because my ass is here. I don't subscribe to the military. I don't believe in killing. I don't believe in policing. I don't believe that anybody who's accountable unto themselves, therefore, is somebody I need to worry about. I should be able to lay my head down without having to worry about locking my door. I shouldn't have to worry about if I go online, who's going to chastise me, or sit there and block me, or sit there and say they're going to unfriend me, and all that kind of shit. Because the thing is, see, to agree to disagree is an argument. And I'm not in an argumentative state. I'm in a state of compliance. My Father says, this is what I have created in and of myself. It either exists peacefully, coexisting as one, working together as one, or it does not. You don't get to tell me that you get to make budgetary cuts because what? You want to live better? Because that is your benchmark? The money? The money is always the benchmark. Donald Trump got his money, but he ain't gonna tell you how much he got. Oprah Winfrey got her money, but she ain't gonna tell you how much she got. And at the same time, she writes all the checks. Tyler Perry, what, he paid off some layaway at Walmart and you said that's good enough? No. Now we're poised to look at John 4 with Jesus. He met that Samaritan woman at the well. And she's like, you a Jew, and I don't understand why you're associating with me. Now you understand the Samaritans, they are the same tree of Abraham. Yeah. Jacob gave us as well. I don't know what it is.
Hey.
Who?
It's Rico.
What's up?
Hey man, did they give you instructions if I've accidentally locked my key in the room? Do they give you instructions if that happens?
Not that I'm aware of. You can text them.
Yeah, I just text them also.
Yeah, that's all you can do. Cause I keep my keys with me at all times.
Yeah, I had it locked. I had the lock locked, but I thought I unlocked it and just closed the door.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to text them. Because I don't know anything about a second set of keys.
Right. Okay.
All right. You see what just happened there? He came in on this thread. He locked himself out. Now he got a text management. I'm trying to get back in that room, his room, because he locked himself out. See, my keys, I always keep my keys with me. When I came here long term, I put them on this key ring with my keys that I keep with me all the time. I'm always aware. I ain't trying to get locked out. But the thing is, I might leave my phone in here, and then I can't text anybody. You might want to be cognizant about what you're doing as you're doing it. And what you don't want to do is play a game. Understand something. Understand this. There are people who are really straight up crazy. They call themselves spiritual and aware. Just like there are people who are straight up crazy who call themselves religious and aware. But they're aware of only one thing. What they're at war with and it's still themselves. And they want to invite you in to the party. You can join in if you want to, but I suggest you don't. See, my people know better. Now, you can sit there and say, well, I have not done anything for you, therefore, how is this going to benefit me? You have to ask that question. Then maybe it's not going to benefit you at all, because you actually have self-identified that you know for a fact that you didn't do anything for me, that you basically blew me off. Even from a religious or a spiritual stance, as you sit there and say and subscribe everything that you know and do, and teachings that are Christ-like and divine. You're not going to put motherfuckers off on me and think I am going to just take it on. No, we don't do that. My Father, who is the Lord of hosts, does battle for me. Just like in the days of Moses, he will eradicate your soul. You will not be my problem. You will be your own. The worst nightmares I used to have, as he was going over certain things that were to come, was me being disembodied and at the same time fighting a battle of trying to reason with that which has no reasoning, to trying to escape that which you cannot escape. The mindset, that which wants to undermine, undercut, and destroy you. They don't even know they did. So they come at you. It's a nightmare. You all had a nightmare. One you can't wake up from. We wake up every day and we go to work. And we try and provide for our families and our friends and whatnot in all manner of fashion. Do we not? But at the same time, who really is your friend? Come on, people. I'm teaching you. My father says you want an example, but see, the thing is, say, I'm not going to heal you. I'm not going to raise you dead. I'm not going to cast out demons. I'm not going to do any of that stuff. I can do it if my father says to do it, but no, because I have to put it somewhere. He ain't taking it. I told you, we cleaned out heaven of all your atrocities and gave it back to you. You don't see it, but the world at large is basically a repository. It's a dump land. It's a wasteland. It's your shit. You clean it up. Seriously. You have musicians out there that tell you all the time that mankind is a scourge on this planet. Even as they have all these charitable causes. They can't get any footing. They can't heal AIDS. They can't get proper medication or food, stuff, or housing to people because of you. Somebody had the nerve to put on their thread that they go to work every day and pay their taxes. And they don't understand why they have to do anything to address basically what they contributed to. Other people's drug abuse and whatnot, homelessness or disenfranchisement. You do realize that Jim Crow was an error, and it was something that was supposed to keep people from being able to vote. Jim Crow laws and more. Reparations was promised and never given to the black people for their internment and slavery, but you gave it to the Japanese. You even gave something to the Native Americans, although not really much, because you say you can't regulate their lands, but at the same time, you have them on reserves, and they still trying to prove themselves as being lawful citizens of a country that was ripped from them. You talk a lot of shit, spiritual people, and at the same time, you say, I ain't saying that. Oh, but you are. Because you attack everything. Because even the Native Americans have a spirituality. And just because you might identify with a portion of it, you don't identify with all of it. Sky Father, Earthly Mother. Oh, yeah, you give lip service to a lot of shit. I know what you do. I told you my father said everything is in place, including me. Am I so full of myself now? I'm not. I just know that you talk a lot of shit, and I can respond to it. Or not. Yeah, man, he told me his name was Rico. I told him earlier I like his music. His music is good. It really was. I was using the restroom. I was adjacent to his room. I heard what he was working on. It's good music. It really is. And stuff. I told him what I felt from it and stuff. He said he was working on it for that particular track for a client. Man has gifts. He has an ability to transcend because he understands the power of music. That's not the problem. He's not on the door. I wouldn't open that door because I'm in here on the phone. I'm doing my thing. I talked to him. You heard what I said to him. Now, let's go back to John 4, the Samaritan woman. Now, Jesus understood the relation of the Samaritan with everybody else that was Jewish, even though they said we don't associate the same. They said we have to live in Jerusalem. No. They said, no, we ain't doing that. That's what Samaritans said. We ain't doing that. That should tell you something right there. Them motherfuckers were at war with each other. Even as you say you understand the story, and you still at war, even under Christ's context, with one another. And then you want to hand some shit off, like a Donald Trump or a Mike Pence, and anybody else who follows that shit, to me. As if I know these motherfuckers and I support that shit. No, I don't support them any more than I support you. Mr. and Mrs. so-called spiritual advisor, talking all that shit, and attributing your gifts and your abilities to me. I told you I have gifts too. I can read cards. I can read spirit. I can talk to angels. I can do all that shit. But what I won't do is sit there and say I know you. I'll write you out of my life first and foremost, and which I've already done. How you gonna come knocking on my door? I'm still here. Seriously, I'm still here. You want a sign. You want the divine to show you who I am. But the thing is, when he shows you, then your ass is gonna be grass for real. Because the thing is, see, I already asked him. I said, well, they're looking for a sign. The story is all about they looking for a sign. Just like the man came to him and said, you know, my son is sick and whatnot. And he knew what hour. I told you, I've already had that experience in life this time around. Oh, what time somebody's fever broke and they were okay. And they told me exactly what they were going through because I was going through it too. So now what? You want me to do that? Oh no, we ain't doing that. Because you see, you have to understand something, demon. That benefits you. Why would I heal you? Seriously. If you're going to play devil's advocate, let's play it the right way. Why the fuck would I heal you? What is in it for me? I'm not a trick and pony show. My father is not a trick and pony show. You are. You still steadily trying to validate who you are in existence. Even to me. You're on my friends list. Why? What you say, well, I won't let him tag me or anything like that, but I still want to see what he's talking about. You can see what I'm talking about anyway. It's all public. You need to take time to do it or not. To read it, study it, and understand it. See, Bonnie Myers don't mean shit to me. I know who she is. She got somebody named Bill in spirit or whatever. She talk about them all the time. She's always talking about somebody. You're always talking about somebody. Each and every last one of you is always talking about somebody. But are you talking about the most important thing? Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things he will add unto you. The thing is, you have to understand something, people. When you are not one with God, then you're out. And what you're looking for, not fully formed, much less developed, is still stuck with you. Your mental state does not dictate or define them. They have defined themselves. And you will find you are basically disappointed and in a ruinous state. Where you say, what happened to that person? That person never existed. They were developing. But you arrested their development because you fell in line with the witches. You started cutting cords and more. And they started congealing into that middle state, which is their own. You ain't looking for anybody who actually understands who you are, much less wants to work with you. Now you want to basically divorce yourself from that. What God has joined together, let no man put asunder, but at the same time, you say you can put it asunder because you're God. No. You understand something? Your relationship with these people is not going anywhere. You are going to spend eternity with them. Heidi. With Donald Trump, Mike Pence, and more. Trying to rationalize and reason some shit. How do I know this? Because I don't know you. I don't know them. But you are constantly trying to educate people about what's wrong with them without realizing that what's wrong with them is wrong with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I ask for your help for 2 seconds? He said there's a spare... Huh? Yeah, he said there's a lock, but I don't know how to use it.
There's a lock that you don't know how to use.
Huh?
Wait, you say you don't have the key?
No, there's a lock in the bathroom that has a code. He said there's a spare key there, but I don't know how to use this lock. How to, you know?
Oh, I don't know how to use that lock either.
I think maybe you can have a look and see.
Did he tell you what the code was for the lock?
Yeah, I'll have the information. It's just I haven't used this type of lock.
Oh, it's a combination lock, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a different one than I've used.
See, now I have to go help somebody. Because I'm nice. I'll talk to you later.